trying to finish.
It's so good.
I don't know if this works either. That's still a weird view. Someone was saying we should put it up so it's higher. But the problem is that now you see my ceiling.
That just means we need to put, like...
More ceiling?
More nerdy stuff higher up.
Oh, okay. We can do that. Alright. I gotta plow through a lot of stuff because we're gonna be really off otherwise.
Yes.
So I will do all of my Marvel first. Speaking of Marvel, see what I did there. Alright, Infinity Countdown, Captain Marvel. So this is your tie into the Countdown storyline. Really good. So this is how you find out that Captain Marvel has the Reality Stone. And she uses it to try to figure out what all the possible futures, realities for her, and what she should try to do to defeat the bad guy she's up against in this one. The problem is that because she can see all the realities, she's worried she's going to get pulled into the age-old problem of looking at every possible reality and have that be her focus and not actually the doing of the things. So you get to see a bunch of other realities in which she is different versions of herself, or there's other characters in the role of Captain Marvel, and there's universes. It's really cool. So enjoy that one.
Cover is so good.
So for everybody that went and saw Solo this weekend, this book will make much more sense and probably have more relevance to you. It's fine if you haven't. You can read it and enjoy it, but the characters that are in this are actually part of that movie, and it won't be spoilery, and there's nothing very going on, so don't worry about it. So it is done in the art style with Donald Glover, obviously, as the character of Lando.
It's so good.
So this is like a standalone adventure that happens pre him meeting Han Solo. So.
Ooh, that's cool.
And he's still running around with his robot. L3, I think is her name. Alright, so set aside a good chunk of time for reading this book because it is huge.
Yeah.
It's a huge thing. So 80 pages. One story. So this is a combination of a bunch of people working together. So Dan Slott, got Eminem, there's just a whole bunch of people working on this. So it's chunked together in, like, I think 4 separate, like, chapters. When last we saw Peter and his arch nemesis, the Red Goblin, who's Norman Osborn mixed with Carnage. Norman has actually taken Normie, who is his grandson, and given him part of the Carnage symbiote. So now little Normie's got his own personality as a baddie. So they actually tell you what his super baddie name is in this book, so that's really cool. There's so many things that happen in this book that have relevance for the rest of the run. We still have, I know it looks like they're going to, like 800 makes sense for the end of the run. It's totally not true. There's an 801. So before you get to Amazing Spider-Man #1 in July or something, you still have this book and the next. Really cool. By the way, just an alert. After you get done with the main story and there's the normal ads at the back or the letters section, go a little bit farther because there might be some end credits business that you should not miss.
Cool.
So, really, really awesome. Oh, the art. I forgot to say, in each section, chapter, the art style is done by a different artist, and it's amazing. They pick the right artist for each of the sections. It's mind-blowingly good. What you got?
I got all out of DC. I'm gonna go...
Because there's so much crazy good DC this week.
I'm gonna go ahead and go with Aquaman and Jabberjaw, because...
Jabberjaw.
Jabberjaw. Also, there's a bonus in some of these, of the DC Hanna-Barbera stories. So this one has the Captain Caveman. It's really good art for Captain Caveman. It's a different style than like cartoony. It's very much more...
trying to think what the best example of what it would be like. It's super detailed, like Jeff Darrow.
Yeah. And it's really, really good. And this cover is my favorite one.
It is not. It's the other one that's going to destroy the universe.
No, look at his little pouty face. Because even in the future, when he finds out that everybody knows who Aquaman is, but they're still like, oh yeah, he talks to fish.
I'm sorry, but that cover makes me think that they're like going on a date. I just can't. There's a cuddle going on in that cover. There is.
No. No.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Try to find this one because this one I laughed so hard at. And the Captain Caveman. This is the one that I say is probably that's the one that's my favorite.
The 3 this week. All right. Man of Steel. With long-awaited.
Maybe 5. I may have missed one.
Bendis starts his run with Man of Steel. It's a good place to jump in. So it says a weekly Superman event starts here. So it's a weekly event. So if you're going to jump in here, you're going to buy one book every week until the event is done. I think it's 6 issues long. I could be wrong about that. So it looks to me like they're going to be toying around with the idea if someone messed with his Kryptonian beginnings. They don't go that far in this book, but that's my guts. My guts is what they're saying, is that's what's going on here. You're just going to take that?
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to read it.
So pick it up. It jumps back and forth between Krypton storytelling in the past and current day Superman. But you guys are in love with the idea of John and Lois being part of his life. You will not be disappointed. They're still there. Yes. But if you're in love with the idea that the mullet is back, you'll be disappointed.
No mullet?
No mullet. Hashtag no mullet.
I'm okay with this. Really? I mean, sticking on the theme of Superman, John is in this one, and Damian. Super Sons versus, featuring / kind of versus Dynamite and the Blue Falcon. Well, they have to team up to fight someone that is and I think this was in the blurb, but somebody is controlling Blue Falcon.
I always thought it was cool. So, like Blue Falcon was always like serious and like Dynamite was a complete idiot all the time, although everything always worked out.
Yeah, so you get the artwork is so good, and you get to see him as a puppy, and I'm just like, oh I want
there's
one.
Puppies in this one. No fair. No fair. All right.
Especially after I didn't get to see
my tape.
What did you do?
City. Oh, this one will never be stuck again. All right, so I didn't know what to think about this, but Evan Dorkin. I like this, Anne Veronica and Andy Fish all together. Blackwood. So this is a Dark Horse property. It's super tricky. So the basic idea is there's a bunch of kids that show up. They're going to an alternative school and to study witches, etc. Most of them have no idea why they got recruited by the school. They just had really horrible grades and they're not the best students, so they're super confused, but they're glad that they get to go somewhere. As you might guess, everything is not straightforward about the school, and everything is super creepy, but in the most...
cover's really pretty.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I love the colors.
It's super creepy, but not in like a horribly bad way. But anyway, it's a good start.
So a wimp like me could read it?
I think so. I mean, it's not like I think that you're with it. Here, I'm going to do another one because we're really not right. Stabbity Bunny, number 5.
Oh, yeah.
We're on the home stretch for this series that ends at 6, tentatively. At least that's the first story arc gets finished. You're finding out more and more about the little girl and what her actual abilities are. Stabbity continues to be able to protect her, but in shadow. Also know that there's another series that's kind of spinning out of this book series called Shadow Play. It looks to be about another group that are either teenagers or adults that actually deal with the shadow realm. There's other creatures other than Stabbity Bunny that are part of it. So Richard Rivera, you can totally call me and tell me I just messed that completely up. your review for your other book. I love you. Speed Buggy?
Yeah, Flash and Speed Buggy. Oh man.
Wait, that can't be Speed Buggy. You know how I know? He doesn't have flat tires.
There is a race in this book. So if you like the Flash racing against other fast people, or if you like Speed Buggy and you want to see him race against Flash, yeah, it's so good. Oh man, I don't know what I can't really say too much about it because it's so much ridiculousness.
There's no way. The Speed Buggy. I'm sorry.
Enough said.
There's no way Speed Buggy's even gonna come close.
Maybe.
Flash laps the planet before Speed Buggy gets going. He has to like.
Are you sure about that?
Oh! Okay. Speed Buggy does look really angry.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he's not really. It's just the way that his headlights are angled.
Mm-hmm.
The way that they drew him. It's his concentrating face.
Yes.
It's his version of mom face. / Janet convention face, just because she's always thinking.
I'm totally thinking. It turns out my thinking face and my mad face are really close.
Yeah.
Alright, so I don't know if Justin Greenwood has done a lot of other things, and I feel really dumb if I just have not picked up on him, but this is somebody to really pay attention to, because this art is amazing. So this book is called The Last Siege. It's an image book. So I can't say a lot about it because there's a twist in there that is the reason why you're reading the book for the first issue. But I will just say that it basically takes place in it looks like kind of a medieval town. There's a change of power coming over the castle that's part of it. There is an intrigue about a woman who is needing to get married because the transfer of power is going to happen through her somehow. But all that stuff, who cares about it? Because basically it's about the art in this book. It's so stunning. Really, really gorgeous. Storyline's good. Art's amazing. Together for the win. I am guessing that this book was way underordered. Way underordered.
I think we underordered.
Go first thing tomorrow to get this book. Don't wait. I'm saying it now.
I think we probably underordered it.
I probably did it too.
You do one more.
Okay, I will do one more. Oh! Okay. Aftershock. Frank Thierry. And I'm not going to be able to say Oleg's last name. Kuniev. Also, art-driven book with awesome story back. So Pestilence has been a storyline through Aftershock before, so this is another whole run for them, starting at 1 again. So this one's underscore title is called A Story of Satan. So imagine you've got a time period in which you have what's that fellow's name? We'll just call it. Just say it's during the time of the Crusades.
Okay.
So, and in this book's the setup is that one of the characters is part of the Crusades actually gets imbued by Satan himself. And so, that part's really, really creepy. And gosh, the art's so stinking good.
Yeah.
It's
I like
the
look of his armor. It looks really cool.
Oh, and if you don't like potty words, don't pick that book up. Satan doesn't like to, he doesn't like, look at my sign, my Captain America, watch your language sign. He would totally not pay attention.
No, but...
And then I'd wash his mouth out with soap and put him in the corner. What, you gonna tell me Mom couldn't make it happen?
Oh, you could totally make it happen. I want to see that. It would be funny. You would just give a mom face and he would just...
Mom face versus Satan. Fight.
This one.
Oh, what's the sub story of this one?
This one is...
Funky Phantom. I don't know anything about the Funky Phantom. I feel like I've missed part of childhood.
Yeah. And that one is very much political because he is one of the he's a founding father that was hiding of America.
Oh, America.
Yes. Who, during the Revolutionary War, decided to hide from some redcoats and died hiding in a clock and
So
like a grandfather
haunt the
clock.
clock?
So he haunts the whole house that it was in it.
Oh, cool.
That it was in, and now of course they have to have Jason Blood brought it back to ask questions. And it's very political. But the Black Lightning and Hong Kong Phooey is really good. It's not as funny as the other ones, but I really, really love this story. It's much more like Kung Fu, kind of a Doctor Strange similar story. Kind of. Like it's very, very similar. Like it gave off very, very much Doctor Strange vibes. And I don't know. I mean, I've read some Black Lightning, and Hong Kong Phooey. I never really. I liked
dog that knows kung fu.
Yeah, I never actually watched much of him, so I didn't really know a lot of his story. All I know is that he was a dog. But it's really, really well written, and the artwork is amazing. And if you like Hong Kong Phooey or Black Lightning, it takes place in the 70s, hence the 70s disco-esque get-ups. So,
oh my gosh,
it's great.
So we haven't gotten any of the Hanna-Barbera crossover. We've never had the Grape Ape yet, have we? Think of how what would they put that together with, really? All right. The thing I've been waiting for a long time, and you had your preview last week for.
Yes.
The Harbinger Words to #1. So this is our variant. So by the way, you're not going to find this at normal stores. I'm sorry, but this is the one I picked up because I wanted to see it. So really cool jumping off point. When we last saw them in the preview copy, Exo Man of War had thrown all of the Earth satellites down through the atmosphere and destroyed them. So, and then I think Livewire kind of like destroyed electrical stuff too. So you're starting out in a weird time.
Great.
Yeah, it's like, oh, my phone won't work. But that's not really the point. So there's a Psyot activator walking around the globe.
Oh no!
Activating all the Psyots that he can. So you've got that going on. That makes things pretty difficult. You have a lot of the characters in play. So you've got the Renegades, and Faith is part of the Renegades group.
I've missed her.
Yeah, and Torque.
Yes.
Awkward. Sorry, these to date.
Yep.
Yeah. And you have Bloodshot, although he's not in this issue. And trying to think. Oh, Ninjak. Ninjak's super important in this one. So if you
is it Ninjak or is it Ninja K?
Ninjak.
Okay.
It's the same person.
I know.
Okay.
But I wasn't sure if we were actually on the letter K.
No, as yeah.
Okay.
So really great. This is going to be a good jumping out point. Livewire is supposed to be kind of the tentpole for their universe. They want to have her be the most important part of it. So you'll see a lot of her.
Great cover too.
Yeah, that's really gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. All right, Batman: Prelude to the Wedding, #1, Part 1. Robin versus Ra's al Ghul. And yes, this is the one that I was reading right as we started. And on the cover, it says, "You had your chance, old man."
Man, that's some sass.
Considering it's his grandfather, yes.
So mean.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't even.
Well, it's Tim Seeley, so it's gonna be awesome.
It was, and it is, and I need to go back and read it again because all the awesomeness.
Well, you had to
and kind of yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, so there's a bunch of tie-ins that for the Prelude to the Wedding stuff. I think there's maybe 4 of them. It's going to be an interesting thing because stores will have ordered it based on what percentage of the people that are reading Batman currently are going to be wanting it. So probably not for entire pull run. So if you want it, you probably should call your shop now and make sure they put it in your pull box so they don't run out.
It's really, really good. The artwork is amazing. And we see we see a different side of Damien that I really like.
Yeah?
Yeah, a much more... I don't really want to say feelings, because he has, you know, he does have feelings usually, but different feelings than we normally see him with. And it's a good look for him, and he should try being not so broody all the time.
You should stop fighting his papa with swords. Just saying.
No, that needs to happen sometimes.
Oh, okay. Papa with swords is okay. I don't fight my papa with swords.
No,
yeah.
But when his is trying to kill people and even him, you know, it kind of has to happen.
Yeah.
Considering who he is.
All right,
this
finally.
One looks awesome.
Finally, Doomsday Clock number 5. So excited.
Mm-hmm.
So there are quite a few covers. Are there 3? There's a bunch of covers for this. This is the one I like because it's got, you know, Jibber.
Yes.
So lots more development. We see a little bit from Rorschach in the universe. You have an interaction between Ozymandias, Batman, and they get to ride around in the Owl's, what is his ship called? I feel really dumb right now. I totally lost the name of his ship. Anyway, so more and more you're seeing the ties between the two universes and how they're interacting and what, I don't know what the end game is for all of these guys. And no, we have not seen Dr. Manhattan as far as I know. I think that if he shows up, there's really, like, whatever he wants to have happen is going to happen. So, yeah. I love the interplay. And I'm really excited to see whether that kind of has lasting implications for the DC universe, or it's just kind of like, this is a great story, wasn't that fun? All right. So awesome. Thank you, DC Comics. Or sorry, it's DC Comics.
Dark Horse.
Dark Horse Comics. D words for 2. All right. Tentacle Kitty is a really cool creature that has been created. It actually started out in Houston, so we've known the creators for a long time. Mostly it started out with plush. They had a cool online comic book that went along with their storyline, but what you don't know probably is that they have had a script in the works for a long time, and they're currently shopping it and making finalities for a movie.
I'll hold it for you.
So what you don't see in the online comic is that there's a little girl that's involved in their storyline. So you actually get to see first images that I remember in this coloring book. And it's really cool. It's like a full-on coloring book, different art styles. Oh, but look at this one. I mean, come on.
Last one.
Okay, it's got.
I want that.
Yeah.
I want that in real life.
So anyway, if you've not discovered the world of Tentacle Kitty yet, you've got to go find some.
We sell them online.
Yeah. So you can find lots of places, including through tentaclekitty.com.
Oh yeah.
Or your local comic shop that might carry them. But find them.
We definitely carry them, but after this past weekend, we might need to.
We sold a lot of conventions.
Yeah.
People love things with tentacles and that have cat heads.
Huh?
Just saying.
Especially if the big pink one that is currently
the cotton candy smelling one.
Yes, it's the best one.
They have ones that smell like cotton candy, and they've got a 30-year lifespan for smelling like cotton candy. So. If you're allergic to cotton candy smell, don't get them. But everyone loves cotton candy smell. I cannot imagine.
So,
if Hannah's not allergic to it, probably no one is.
Probably. I'm the only person allergic to Marvel, so.
So just looking forward a little bit in time, the next big dates on your calendar should be July 4th.
The day after my birthday.
Yes, put that on your calendar for sure. What happens on July 4th, Hannah?
Batman gets married to Catwoman.
Hypothetically.
Just kidding. It's just Selena Kyle and Bruce Wayne's wedding.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. And what else happens on that day? Do you remember?
A lot of things, and I can't remember them all.
There's a number 1.
There's
a huge number 1. Different company.
It's Marvel.
It's my favorite person.
Captain America.
Captain America number 1 drops on July 4th.
There's also a few movies that are coming out that day, I think.
Probably. So it's going to be a big day at comic shops. So no one really goes and does like barbecue until later in the afternoon. So go first thing in the morning and go find a shop and find those books because they're awesome and really cool covers for all of them.
Yes.
All right, everybody, go find comic books tomorrow. If you're traveling or don't have a home comic shop yet, go to comicshoplocator.com and find one.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many cool ones out there. All right.
There are.
All right.
I didn't even grab them all.
Mm-mm. All right. We're going to say bye-bye. We love you. Bye, everybody.